So this video is about using the Mace. Now at BD we use these 5 kilo, 7.5 or 10 kilo steel maces. We also have a number of different wooden maces from Body Mind Fit, and even a few old concrete ones that we've made over the years. We have a structure to follow when we're training the Mace, and we use Mace in different classes, so our Metcon strength classes and certain other strength classes, and we use it often with kettlebells and clubs. We also use it as part of our Tai Chi regime, where we interlace it with some club work and different Qigong exercises. The first exercises, we have 8 basic exercises that we coach with the Mace, and we're going to run through each one. Now I'm only going to demonstrate each one for a couple of reps. We would normally do 10 repetitions of each exercise. First of all, gripping the Mace. Obviously basic lever principles. The higher up you can grab it, the less leverage you've got, the easier it is, especially when we're going into these kind of positions. The further down the handle, the harder the leverage is. But you want to standardise the grip. When we swing a Mace, when we do most of the work with the Mace, the hands are together, they're not separated unless we're going into rotations. On these steel maces you have knurling here, then a gap, and then knurling. So for instance, I want to understand where my grip is so that I can change the grip accordingly, and therefore I can understand my progressions. A lot of people don't really systemize their progressions when training with the Mace. They don't realize that they're getting considerably stronger, especially with their grip whilst training it. So formulate something for yourself where you can standardize it. We can use tape, but you want to be checking your hand positions. Don't forget, a lot of the time you have to change hand position with the Mace so that you're working both sides. Exercise 1. So we start with the Mace directly in front of us. Left hand on, we pull the Mace to the left so that the forearms are parallel. Press up, down, back to center. Right hand on, pull, forearms parallel, press up, down, back to center. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So a simple 4-beat exercise, simple Mace presses, which is exercise 1. Exercise 2, as exercise 1, but this time we step out as we pull to the left, come down into the squat, up and press, and then back in together. Then we step to the right, squat, press, back in together. And again, left, squat, press, feet back together, right, squat, press, back in and together. That's exercise 2, so it's a thruster with the Mace. Exercise 3, so we're going to go 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So these are basic blocking drills. Now you can either have the feet set and you pivot into the block and pivot into the block the other side, or you can start with the feet together and step as you move into it. If you've never done this before, just start with the feet fixed. Make sure that you're pivoting your weight. As the ball of the Mace drops to my right, I'm shifting my weight onto my left, holding for 2, back to center, and then to the other side, holding for 2, back to center. Now with these, you're going to have to, after 5 reps, turn your hands around, okay? Otherwise you're only working one side. So you just change which is the top hand. Remember to move the bottom hand down. So the basic version, I'm here, I shift across, 1, 2, back to center, shift across, 1, 2, back to center. If I'm stepping, I step through, 1, 2, back to center, and then step 1, 2, back to center. That's exercise 3, and that's the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Exercise 4, we do a curl and a swing change. Now, if you've not curled the mace, just practice curling the mace for a session or 2, get the feel for it. Obviously, if the ball's to the left side of my body, the left arm's doing a little bit more work. When you're curling, you're looking to keep the bar as level as you can, so it shouldn't be off kilter at all. So I curl up, rotate through, pull down, pull up, rotate through, pull down, pull up. So it's at the top of the curl, I release and change my grip. Down, up, release and change my grip. That's exercise 4. So it's a curl with a swing change. So exercise 5, we go to slow rotations. So my feet are about shoulder width apart. I'm going to come through and hit that 3 o'clock position, then come to center as it goes behind my back, and then up to the 9 o'clock, back to center. Then I go off to the 9 o'clock, to center, to the 3 o'clock, and back up. Okay. Now again, you'll change your hands after 5 reps, and again we'll come 1, 2, 3, 4, then back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. This teaches you the path that you want when you go into swinging the mace. And you want to try and hit those 4 points in the early stages of learning mace swings. It becomes a little bit more fluid. But if we do a simple swing, we still want to hit those points as we swing the mace through, so we're not just relying on momentum. Again, 5 going one way, 5 going the other, and then a couple of sets of that if you're doing it. It's a standalone exercise. If you're doing it as we do, all 8 back to back, then 1 set's normally enough within a little 20-minute workout. Now the next exercise is our lateral press. With this one, left hand on, I step to my right as I twist and press the mace up. I come back to center. Right hand on, I step to my left and I press, hold for a second, back to center. Once you've got that basic motion, you start to lower into your lunge as you press, focusing on pushing the arms up overhead with this one. Now go steady initially, because as you push the back arm up especially, there's quite a strain down through the body. So just go steadily, don't be too gung-ho with this one. Give it a few weeks to get the progression and start to get a bit more extension there. The 7th exercise is our low gate exercise. Now with this one, it's a lot on the legs. We come down to a horse stance first. From there we come into our block and we're in a front stance. We then pivot into a lunge, knee just off the floor. Back into front stance, back into a horse stance. Then the other side, so our front stance, down into our lunge, pause for a second, back into our front stance, back into our horse stance. And again, working through 10 repetitions, whenever you're putting the pause in, you're tensing pretty much everything is isometric rather than just hanging out there. Try that one for 10 repetitions. The last exercise in our basic 8 is where we start to combine a couple of these together. So we're going to do a relatively slow swing and then a lateral press. So I'm letting the club go to the right first of all, and I swing through, my right hand comes on and I step and press. It comes back up, goes to my left, swings through, left hand on, step to my right. And again, it goes to my right, comes through, right hand on, press, goes to my left, left hand on, and press. Bit of a bigger exercise. Make sure that you've got the components for that one before you start to work it in. Try all those 8. We have another 56 to work through to get the first kind of section of Mace training down. Good luck with that.